let's go down the list. Superman, right?
Superman? Okay. So Superman came out 2 weekends ago. Man, I already know how I feel, but I want you to give your take first because I know I'm gonna be kind of detailed on mine.
Well, like I'm not a huge DC fan, so I just gave it like a 7 out of 10 just for being like a solid story, decent dialogue. It's alright. Like and the action was decent. I didn't mind it that much.
Okay. I gave it a 6.5 to 7 out of 10 also. I have my gripes, but I mean, it is a review, so I guess we can actually talk about it. One of my biggest takeaways, and we spoke about this before, is while the movie might be named Superman, this movie was not about Superman at all. It almost felt like he was irrelevant.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you see this man, he's getting beat up. He wants to try to go back out there, and he got beat up like there was no tomorrow by something that looks like a flying juggernaut. I don't even think it had
a name.
Kryptonite.
It was just like a enhanced suit.
Yeah.
That
So
Lex Luthor made.
But he got beat up multiple times throughout the movie. The two people that stole the show from an aesthetic standpoint and just from their great acting was Mr. Terrific and Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Now, some people can argue, oh, what about Guy Gardner? Sure, maybe, but you know who actually takes the third spot before Guy Gardner, and y'all can hate me all if you want to? The dog.
Is Guy Gardner a Green Lantern?
Yeah, he was the one with the orange hair that I think he was supposed to be the satire or like, the comedy relief a little bit.
Yeah.
They made an atrocity out of Hawk Girl. I don't know what to say on that.
But what's wrong with the Hawk Girl?
In every iteration of a cartoon, she never just screamed and squawked.
Oh.
The only time you've seen her have conversation when she was at the JSA talking. But flying around, like that, she don't never do that.
Really?
That was complete disrespect, and actually to me almost like an embarrassment. So they added that in irrelevancy. That it's not like, leave it to interpretation. No, just because her name's Hawk Girl, she comes from a different planet, doesn't mean she has to be squawking. So, but
I didn't know it.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that she didn't squawk.
No, she just talks. Hawk Girl, the whole Hawk.
It's like a battle cry.
No, the whole Hawk Girl and Hawk race, they are warriors. They fight. If they speak the human language of English. If she's war crying, she's war crying. She's not squawking. So, but anyways, into the review. So, granted, I'm going to give this movie a lot of heat, even though I gave it a 6.5 to 7, which is above average slightly. I'm already been flaming Superman, but one of my biggest takeaways from this is that the stakes weren't high enough to be a Superman movie. The biggest stake was Lex Luthor found out how to open a pocket dimension after some sabotaging of some point, because I don't know who did it, if it was Mr. Terrific, if it was the dog when he broke through it or whatever else.
No, Lex Luthor caused it all.
No, Lex Luthor opened it, but remember in the movie when they were trying to save the molecule man or whatever it is, the guy that can make kryptonite out of himself and everything, the one that made the light to make Superman powered again. When they were trying to get back through, Mr. Terrific and Lois Lane and all those other people was able to get through, but when Crypto went through, it's kind of like the housing kind of like broke and it started like imploding on itself, and it was like, you don't want to try to open it and go back. It was already messed up at that time.
It wasn't perfect, but Mr. Terrific, he was trying to fix it, and then Lex Luthor, he like opened it all wide open.
Yeah, but after that little fiasco of rescuing Superman and everything else, and Lex Luthor trying to open it back, this movie started becoming less relevant about Superman. It was a movie about brains versus brains. So what do they have to do to keep Superman super? I think clone Superman. We might as well call him Bizarro.
It was Bizarro.
Yeah. So
I think for a setup, like it's kind of cool. Like imagine if that clone Superman comes back and he's actually Bizarro.
especially since he went through that singularity or the
Yeah,
black
yeah.
hole, whatever.
So he could actually be like deformed and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Now,
thought Supergirl was kind of cool. I think for
Supergirl was a thought. I hate to say it. Literally, the way they portrayed her was a thought. Kal-El, where's my dog? Where's Crypto?
Yeah.
And then Superman's exposition is because she can't drink here, she's been going on to different planets partying. Like what?
that was just a plot device because they had to make an excuse for why she wasn't like helping save Earth.
But here's the thing: it's Superman movie. She technically is she, whether her role was in that or not, it wouldn't have changed the movie.
Yeah.
So them adding her was irrelevant.
They wanted to show it. I think they.
Like if it's Zack Snyder setting, or not Zack Snyder, James Gunn setting up for a different like, you know, other movies down the line, then sure. But that little cameo feature of just showing a partying youth, especially,
I thought it was fine. It's just a plot device mostly.
a very weak one in this movie anyway. So you know, the one part that was shown in the trailers that I thought was interesting was the scene about how Superman would, you know, do an interview with Lois Lane.
Yeah.
I thought this was very interesting because this particular Superman, I'm gonna preface this. I like Henry Cavill or Zack Snyder's Superman more than this one, but this Superman felt more like the Christopher Reeves almost. I used the term beta male bitch. I really did when it came down to this Superman because it felt too human. If you look at the comics and everything else, there's nothing wrong with you having a human aspect of you, but you're Superman. You're supposed to be super, and throughout this whole movie, he felt weak to me. Like he didn't feel like a cosmic or celestial being. He didn't feel like a god. He actually felt like he was portraying Clark Kent at every point. And when it came down to the interview where Lois is interviewing Superman, aka her boyfriend,
Yeah.
or whatever else, the fact, you know, it's set up kind of like in modern times, so it's kind of like him paying, like she asking the hard questions and he's answering it the way that he's answering. And Superman's supposed to be smart. Some of these answers didn't seem a little too logical. It seemed a little too defensive. But then when they mentioned the social media thing, and he's kind of like, Superman don't time to read social media, but he then doubles back and is just like, I thought you said you didn't pay attention to it.
They made him pretty emotional.
Yeah, and so between getting beat up, between being emotional, now because of different Superman-esque things that have been in the past, the movie overall felt like a very long-winded television show of like the adventures of Superman. But then when you get to Lois's interview with him, it felt like a part out of Lois and Clark, the television show. I only knew about the old one, but apparently we were told that there was a newer one that happened that has like 3 seasons to it. Nothing from it felt like it came from Smallville, and I only have like 2 seasons worth of informational experience when it comes down to that.
You know what? You know why the stakes felt so low? I think because the buildup of the villain was not there. Like Lex Luthor, he's a great character, but like we didn't see the actual buildup, like to him creating Bizarro. Like it was like all.
Well, no, yeah, it was just everything was implied, and if he built Bizarro, that means we should see Power Girl at some point, which that's just going to be Gooner bait, I would hope, because Power Girl is based off of Supergirl.
Yeah.
But you know, because everything, it seems like he's already done everything. Like
yeah, there's no buildup for the villain.
But which is kind of weird because when we get to the next movie review, everything is we're not starting from the beginning. It's already implied. Everybody knows their origin.
Yeah,
we're just gonna go straight into.
I'm not saying like origin for Superman, but like at least like origin, technically
No,
origin
no,
for
no.
Lex or something.
But no, but what I'm saying is because of how they set it up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like everything is oh, we're just gonna like throw it at you, and you just gonna be like, oh crap, look at this.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So I can't lie. In a way, it kind of makes the movie suck even more. JSA again. So Jimmy Olsen, the person that played Jimmy Olsen, played his role the way it was supposed to be. Side character. It's kind of weird how I know Jimmy in the comics have gotten hot girlfriends, but the way they pulled this one off, where it's the hot girlfriend that ends up wanting Jimmy, but is dating Lex Luthor, but knows everything that's going on because of how she takes her selfies and everything else.
Like, Jimmy Olsen's the reporter. Like, I didn't realize he's actually a comic character.
Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen? I don't follow DC, that's why.
Oh, so you don't know nothing really about Superman except for Superman and Lois.
I know, like, the cartoons. But
Jimmy's in one or two of them, maybe Justice League. I don't know.
I don't pay attention that hard. I didn't remember his name. I didn't realize he was an important character.
Yeah, Jimmy Olsen is a very important character when it comes down to the Superman lore.
Yeah.
So I can't say he's a reporter. Maybe you could say like he's an assistant or a side reporter if they need him to or whatever else. But his biggest thing is that he helped to push the story along, because where there's no hope, it's through Jimmy. It's like if Guy Gardner was supposed to be one half of the funny or the comedic relief, Jimmy Olsen is the other side.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, I'm sure you remember when he called his Connect?
Yeah.
And he told Lois, like, hey, so don't ask, you owe me a favor. Found out Superman's in a pocket dimension.
Yeah. I mean, I get he's comic relief, but I didn't realize he was that, like, actually a comic character. Like,
oh, yeah. So, but again, the person that stole the show was once Superman actually got caught, and Lois goes to the JSA, and you see just how unorganized and irrelevant they are. And then when Mr. Terrific comes in,
yeah,
and I questioned it, guys. I questioned it. What is Mr. Terrific going to do with a bunch of floating orbs? I shut my mouth. Actually, my mouth dropped.
They made him super cool. His fight scene was sick.
His fight scene was super OP.
He was pretty funny too.
Oh yeah. He's sarcastic as hell.
I love like when he's like, yeah, put trackers on Superman. Like, oh, you put trackers on Superman? Like, yeah, I put on everyone.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, Mr. Terrific showed the show how Lex Luthor represents himself in the comics, in the television show, everything. This guy nailed it, even from a visual standpoint. Now, some people will argue, hey, Lex Luthor's not that white. He's supposed to be a little bit more tan.
Who cares?
I don't even care. This Lex Luthor, just the visceral, like, I'm jealous of Superman.
Yeah.
Not hate. I'm jealous of Superman. It just speaks volumes. And the backlash, the like, I don't even know how he's still wealthy with the amount of money that he wastes just to get at Superman. Like, this movie showed it.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think this movie should have been called Superman. This was like a waste of a title, because Superman was irrelevant for the most part. For instance, you got a rift going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the flying juggernaut, whatever his name was, and you got the woman made out of nanobots or whatever, two humans for whatever weird reason.
Yeah.
For whatever weird reason that hate Superman are trying to kill him. Once he took those two, the whole time he's fighting those two.
Yeah. I mean, they don't hate Superman, they're just following the orders.
No, okay.
We don't know if they hate Superman.
No, so this is the reason why I say they hate Superman. Because, I don't even know how he still. I don't even know how he still wealthy with the amount of money that he wastes just to get at Superman. Like, this movie showed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why I say they hate Superman. Because while everybody has the propensity for good and evil, this man is in other countries stopping a war. Now, from what I understand, there's some like political aspect to it. I don't care.
It's pretty much supposed to be like Israel and Palestine.
And I don't care. But what it does symbolize is that Superman is always there to help everybody. He's a force for good.
Yeah.
And while some people fear him, the ones that fear him are the ones that are trying to do wrong. If you're trying to invade another country and you don't care if you kill people, of course, if something as overpowered in the good scale comes, you're gonna fear for your life. And on top of that, the backlash with that whole video that Lex Luthor set up, where they took half of Superman's parents' message and then edited in some new stuff, because you see in it when they're talking and you see the glitch and then all of a sudden it starts saying other stuff, you could tell that was not what the message said.
It's possible that everyone kept saying, "Oh, that's exactly like."
We got
I know my
deep fake
stuff
now, so nah. That was deep fake used to screw with Superman's head so that he could lose the trust of the people, which almost in a masterful fashion from Lex Luthor was almost done to perfection. But everybody in the world views Superman as this harbinger of good.
Mm-hmm.
So when all of a sudden you're fighting the flying Juggernaut, you're fighting this nanobot, once they die, you got this rift that is tearing a butt crack long hole going through Metropolis, about to go to the next one. Superman's supposed to be smart, but he's useless. They distract him by using Bizarro.
Yeah.
The two people that were fighting in this movie from beginning to end was Mr. Terrific and Lex Luthor. It's just that Lex Luthor doesn't see Mr. Terrific. Lex Luthor only sees Superman.
Yeah.
So it's like this weird love triangle, as far as I'm concerned, within the movie with everybody else in between.
I feel like they could have called the movie the Justice League or Justice Gang.
JSA, the Justice Gang. Yeah.
That was kind of funny. The Justice Gang stuff.
Yeah, it could have been called the Justice Gang featuring Superman.
Probably Justice League, but no one knows Justice Gang, obviously. But
they could have called it JSA because they haven't set up the Justice League yet. But yeah. I mean, even so, I'm roasting this movie hard. Trust me, I am. I am a hard critic when it comes down to it. I don't like how human this Superman is. I've watched a lot of reviews. I understand it. People that I respect like this Superman way more than I do. I like Zack Snyder's way more. I like the Henry Cavill one. His character, the portrayal, that sense of strength, the fight for people. I don't care if he's an alien and he's from space and all this other stuff. It's just how he's portrayed. You know, he's less human, but I don't want Superman to be relatable. Captain America can be relatable. Superman is supposed to be what you envision to be, and you make him human. And while humans aren't weak, they damn sure are weaker than Superman.
Yeah.
So, but again, even with all that being said, you would think that my rating should be at like a 2 or 3. It is a good movie to watch. It's just that I have too much information and lore that allows me to want to. I can't lie to myself and try to give it any higher than like a 7.
You know what it is? I felt like you know when you had like the interaction with Lois Lane with the interview. I feel like he was like having hissy fits a lot, like.
Peter.
Like just be confident in what you did. Like that's the problem. Like he just wasn't confident in what his actions.
Yeah. So, I mean, so the pocket portal. Very nice touch.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor probably would be the only person to actually, you know, be the one to be able to do something like that. I would have rather them have less people and maybe focus on like 3 diversions. Because you can't have Superman. Crypto is his own thing.
Yeah, we're not worried about the dog.
And then no, they made him relevant to it.
I mean, they made him relevant, but like, I feel like they just want to put a dog in this show.
Yeah. So instead of
Movie.
Superman, Crypto, the Justice Gang, and Supergirl, maybe take out Crypto, take out Supergirl. I'm sure it's probably in some type of comic. Instead of floating Juggernaut and the girl, maybe Bizarro. Have they done it before? I'm not sure, but I would have rather them maybe start with Amazo, because Amazo is one of those characters where it does set up to be an overpowered being, and the stakes get high, and you need to watch some Justice League so you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Or was it Amazo or is it Metallo? Guys, let me know which one it is. It's the android that Lex Luthor makes that later on travels, seeks information, gains enlightenment, and pretty much becomes a celestial being. I can't remember what his name is. I thought it was
Metallo sounds familiar.
I think it's Metallo.
Yeah, that sounds more familiar.
He was silver, came back gold, and came back busted. But the movie, the pacing of the movie was actually good.
As a general move, I think it was good.
Yeah, CG effects spot on.
The fight between Bizarro and Superman was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it was funny. We knew it was Bizarro as soon as Lex Luthor said, or somebody said, you got to give him commands, otherwise he's just dumb. He has all the powers, but not the IQ. It's just like, oh, it's Bizarro.
I think it was a good setup movie.
Yeah, it definitely was. But the problem is the setup for what though? Because the setup was more so for the Justice Gang than the Justice League. So you have Guy Garner as as Green Lantern. I don't want another Hal Jordan. The next one should be Jon Stewart, kind of like do the Justice League Unlimited stuff.
Yeah.
Hawkgirl is already there, which is a okay touch, but I'm trying to remember if it was Hawkgirl or Hawkman that was in Justice League Unlimited.
Martian Manhunter.
Well, yeah, John has to be there regardless. I got to see how they set that one up, because his movie would be more noir or almost like espionage, because he does like the whole Batman detective thing when he shapeshifts. I'm curious as if they're going to make him a white guy or a black guy, because so far they've been making him more so into like a black detective.
I just realized DCU is all fucked up, right? Because
No. So
what Batman would
DCU
they use?
and DCEU are two different things. Zack Snyder was DCEU. That no longer exists.
Okay.
James Gunn is DCU.
Okay.
So this is the first movie for DCU.
Are we getting Twilight Batman?
I hope not. But
I don't mind. I don't know. I didn't not
every Batman film has had a different iteration of Batman depending on their contract. Sparkle's Batman or Twilight Batman had his movie. It was good for what it was. He don't have to come back. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Hate me all you want to.
Ben Affleck Batman's not coming back.
No, because he's more in the director's seat, and we don't need buff Batman. He would be good for the new comic that's out with the Batman. This guy, he gives Bane a run for his money, just naturally. No, but honestly, if James Gunn wanted to do
he's probably gonna
his own universe,
probably gets all new cast.
I would be unfair to say that Gal Gadot shouldn't be Wonder Woman, but again, she was DCEU, not DCU, and it would be weird to kind of mix them in between.
And Jason Momoa.
Yeah, it would be weird.
Like everyone thinks of Aquaman as Jason Momoa.
I mean, he fits it.
Yeah. But
I mean, some people can revise their roles since it's still the same, since it's DC. But I'm just trying to think, where could they go? I would rather them do Watchmen into the Batman Who Laughs universe kind of thing. But they have so many different routes they can go. Obviously, I don't know what the hell they're doing with the Superman, because technically with the Lois and Clark Superman that we have right now, they can end up. You can go a few routes. Have Lois get pregnant to go into Jonathan Kent Superman
The
and
gay Superman.
yeah, and just go from there.
I don't think.
Or you can go into, because it was technically DCEU, they kind of touched up on it. You can do Joker coming into Metropolis, killing Lois, and go into Injustice. There's so many different routes you could go. I would like to see the Batman Who Laughs kind of universe, because it's like the negative universe and everything that goes on with that.
I mean, I could see. I have a feeling like if they were to do like just straight up Justice League, they might just like show Batman with no origin story with a new actor, show Aquaman with a new actor, like just same way how they did Green Lantern and with Mr. Incredible and Hawkgirl. They just appear and like, oh,
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific, you know what I'm talking about. Right,
And Mr. Incredible is Disney.
my bad.
That's the Incredibles. No, but I can see that, because they already I won't say they wasted Darkseid and his son in the DCEU, and they just did the new comics where you have the new gods and everything else.
I forgot they did Darkseid already.
That's Zack Snyder.
He's so forgettable. I don't remember them fighting him. I can't remember.
Like, I can't lie, I wanted to see my muscle mommy in the form of Big Barda. Like, I don't know who they would use for that. Hopefully it's not CGI. Get me one of those Amazon goddesses with that's thick, curvy, with a lot of muscle, and just bring you. Darkseid is one of those people that never goes away. It's like Thanos, even though MCU killed Thanos.
They killed the show.
Yeah, even though technically Thanos don't die, but that's comic crap. But yeah, after thinking about it a lot, my rating don't change. Superman for me is still 6.5 to 7. But
yeah. Okay, I'll give it a 7.
Still a 7?
Not as a DCU fan, but just as a plain old.
Like watching the movie,
like
not knowing too much
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, a moviegoer.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. I will definitely.